Hiya. Last week I had a consultancy session with Andrew, my social media consultant and good friend, who set me a challenge to make a video for the business about our members' goals. And it got me thinking a lot about my own goals and what goals I set, how we set goals, the rules around goal setting and all the advice and things you see out there. And a bit counterintuitive for a video about goals, but two things that really sprung to mind is I don't think I've ever hit a goal, and I don't think that we should ever listen to other people about setting goals, and they should be totally ours, totally made for us by us, not from some textbook or from a Google article or from somebody who tells you what to do. And like I said, I don't think I've ever hit a goal, and I'll go into that a little bit later on in the video, but it's kind of made me sit up and take note about how I do my own goal setting and some of the things I've read and some of the approach I have with some of our members here at Hit Zone about how they set their goals. So yeah, I want to have a little bit of a chat about that in today's video. Now there's plenty of different acronyms for goal setting. There's famous SMART: specific, measured, achievable, realistic, timely. I've Googled a couple of others. You've got hard, heartfelt, animated, required, difficult, and the last one, WHOOP, which is wish, outcome, obstacle, plan. To me, none of them work. None of them are right because they're putting boundaries on your goals. They're kind of trying to force it into a box rather than just being something that you want to achieve because you do. It's got to be heartfelt. It's got to be about you, not about some acronym or fitting something that Google says or that a mentor says or something like that. Another thing you'll find is that people will always have an opinion on your goals. So you'll have people saying that's too ambitious, that's impossible, you're never going to be able to do that, or how easy it is and it's a minor goal and there's no real point in having it and you've got to be more ambitious. And really none of that matters, none of what anybody else says matters. It's really all about you and self-fulfillment. I mean, ambition, everyone sees it as a kind of really good quality and that everyone should be ambitious. I don't think it should be at all. I think it's something that if it's used right, ambition is great, but it also can be a really bad quality in people and can lead to a lot of problems for people. But yeah, as I say, it's kind of about self-fulfillment. And if your goal, it could be to raise money for charity, could be to do a press up, it could be to go to space. Your goal could be to have 3 children and settle down kind of with a family. And in the end, the goal has got to be for you. You're going to have supporters, you're going to have detractors, you're going to have people who want to give their opinion and what have you on your goals. But in the end, you're the one who can achieve them. You're the only person who you're going to be accountable to. And the goal should be about how they make you feel, not about kind of an aesthetic or a number. I want to run 10 miles in a certain time. It's got to be about how it makes you feel. How will that make you feel to complete 7 marathons in 7 days? Or how will it make you feel to have 3 children and a family? And that's what you've got to focus on, not about the kind of numbers and about is that goal better than somebody else's or has somebody else run a certain number of marathons. If competitiveness is your thing, great, compete against other people, make that your goals, but don't make it the be all and end all. I do some goal setting with our members here at Hit Zone, and we have a form that says short, medium and long-term goals, and I think I'm going to stop using that now because it's really prescriptive. It makes people think in a certain way rather than thinking about themselves and their goals. So if you have this all-consuming goal that's to achieve something that's in 2 months' time, why should you have to have a long-term goal and a medium-term goal? If you want to put all your energy into that short-term goal, do it. And I think I'm probably going to start using just a blank sheet of paper with goals in the middle and work from there and really get into why it matters for people and how it helps them. And hopefully that'll allow people to have goals that, you know, that work a little bit better for them and that are for them. Again, reiterating that point, the goals have got to be for you, not for somebody else, not for anybody else's benefit. They've got to be you. You've got to keep yourself accountable and you've got to try and achieve them for yourself. So now I want to talk a little bit back to my goals and why I don't think I've hit them at all, ever. I've never set myself a goal and hit it. Is because I've always set goals and kind of shouted about them. They've never really been truly for me. They've been getting to a certain percent body fat, or they've been fitting in a certain type of clothes. It's always been about aesthetics, it's always been about numbers, and I've never really given any thought to how it will make me feel, how my goals will make me feel. Things like, you know, I went to Vegas a couple of years ago and I got in better shape than I'm in now, worked pretty hard, but my kind of thought was I just don't want to be the big lad by the pool compared to the people I was with, and that's no real reason to hit a goal. It's got to be thinking more about the emotion. How would it make me feel to be in the same shape as the guys who are in really good shape by the pool, or how would it make me feel on the reverse side if I was like the biggest lad in our group and things. And that's really where I've fallen down with my goal setting in the past. And I've got a whole new routine with my goal setting now, taken from a few different places. For example, I write down my goals now, and I've currently got 8 of them. Some kind of ones that I can hit this year, some that are kind of for the whole of my life. And I write them down twice a day, once in the morning when I get up and I'm planning my day, and once in the evening before I go to bed. Now I took that from a guy called Grant Cardone, who's quite a big kind of famous sales and real estate guy in America, and that works for me. It won't work for everybody. Some people, when I tell them that, they're like, it's not a waste of time, or why write your goals down so much? But for me, that keeps them front and centre of my mind and really helps me. So to summarise, all I'd say is that there are no real rules around goal setting. Make the goals for yourself. If you need help setting them, or if you need some guidance, great. If you don't and you want to do them on your own, or if they are really ambitious, that's fine. If it's just something that's kind of easy to everybody else to achieve, but for you it's a big thing, that's also cool. Don't let anybody else kind of dictate to you what you've got to do for your goal setting. So that's the end of the first video. Thank you very much. If you want to give it a like or subscribe, that would be cool. Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers.